and welcome back to the In the Spotlight podcast. I'm your host, Samayar Khan. It's Friday, April 3rd, 2020, and it's day 12 of self-isolation. And let's get into the news for today. Today, Ontario has 462 confirmed cases of COVID-19, bringing the provincial total to 3,255 cases. Canada has 11,747 confirmed cases so far. Today, Premier of Ontario Doug Ford released the data of what the possible amount of cases could look like for COVID-19. President of Public Health Ontario, Peter Donnelly, explains,
"But I think it is reasonable to say that if we do everything that we can think of, everything that already has been done stays in place, all of the other measures which are being considered put in place, that I think we could reduce the death toll in Ontario to somewhere between 3,000 and 15,000. There is a range because where we end up depends on all of us. If we follow the rules, if we do our best to socially distance, if we look after the elderly and the vulnerable in our society, we can get within that range and we can strive to get as low as possible within that range. So I appreciate that to many people, these will be shocking figures. But the important thing to stress again is that effective actions have been put in place, remain in place, and further actions are being proposed and are being taken.
Today, Justin Trudeau had a warning for U.S. President Donald Trump. The U.S. president had ordered the company based in the United States to stop supplying N95 masks to Canada. Trudeau explains,
that the level of integration between our economies goes both ways across the border, that we are receiving essential supplies from the United States, but the United States also receives essential supplies and products and indeed healthcare professionals from Canada every single day. I think of the thousands of nurses, for example, who cross the bridge in Windsor to work in the Detroit medical system every single day. These are things that Americans rely on. And it would be a mistake to create blockages or reduce the amount of back and forth trade of essential goods and services, including medical goods, across our border. That is the point we're making very clearly to the American administration right now.
And that was the news for today. Today was a really productive day for me. I recorded some of the episodes of this podcast and edited a few of them. And in the evening, I took a break to relax and I watched The Masked Singer. So if you haven't watched this show already, in my opinion, I think it's so awesome. I used to watch the Korean version because I was really into K-pop and Korean dramas. So I was really excited when the American version came out. So this show is hosted by Nick Cannon, and the judges on this show are Jenny McCarthy, Robin Thicke, Ken Jeong, and Nicole Scherzinger. So a variety of judges. There's a comedian, there's a TV personality, and two singers. And that's just amazing. And sometimes they have guest judges as well. So let me explain the premise of this show. So basically the show is a bunch of celebrities who are wearing masks and are in these elaborate costumes, and they sing songs on stage. And before they sing, they give vague clues about who they are in a clue package. By the way, their voices are also unknown until they sing, and their talking voice is either dubbed or changed for the game while they speak. So it's either in a higher tone if you're a girl, or if it's a lower tone if you're a guy, but the voice is completely changed. And the premise is also the judges don't know who they are, so they have to guess, and neither do the hosts. It's a really, really creative show. Also, when all the celebrities are rehearsing, they're wearing their masks and they're wearing hoodies that say "Don't talk to me," so that in rehearsal, nobody knows who like each other's competition is, which is pretty interesting. Yes, it's very elaborate. The aim is for viewers and the studio audience and the judges is to guess whose voice it is at the end of the show. So the audience votes, and the person who gets eliminated or who gets the lowest amount of votes gets eliminated and unmasked. So to be honest, I'm really good at this game. A few rounds ago, I guessed that Shaka Khan was in that little monster suit or whatever, and I was correct. So I also suggested that the former host of America's Funniest Home Videos and the host of Dancing with the Stars, Tom Bergeron, was in that taco costume. I just knew it. I knew it. I could tell by his singing voice. And this week, the person that was unmasked was the White Tiger. And I just knew just by the dance moves that the White Tiger was former football player Rob Gronkowski. And I guessed it the first week because the dubbed voice was really, really deep and low, number one. And I recognized the really weird dance moves. I love the overall mystery of this show, and I love how it keeps you guessing. And I just can't wait till next week's episode. Let's get into the highlight of my day. You guys all know I love music, especially new music to add to my playlist. And today, Drake released a new song titled The Tootsie Slide. And the song is awesome because it has a catchy beat and a dance to go with it. And overall, the song is great. Drake is a genius. Now, let me tell you why. Because this song is a dance song, and with people staying home and so many people doing all these TikTok dances and posting them all over social media, this was the perfect song to release. And the music video is so dope because it shows you like parts of his house and stuff that he has in Toronto. And I have to admit, I love to dance, and right after I listened to this song once, I danced to that song with the steps multiple times. Overall, it was a great day, and that brings us to the end of day 12 of In the Spotlight. Hopefully tomorrow is just as productive. I'm Samayar Khan, and I'm signing off.